Hi, I'm Mona. This is Sacred Geometry Universe Video Journal Diary for February 24th, 2026. Yesterday I didn't do one of these, but I kind of had stuff going on. In the morning I left here and I saw some dude putting out a trailer with a political person's name on there. I don't know who that person is. And in the past, before I was traveling before, I was starting to see that name and I was like, man, I wonder who that guy is, He's Republican. Right here is slim pickings, you know what I'm saying? And to be quite honest with you, I don't even think I can really trust in this area the Democrat people either, just in this specific area. Now when it comes to going outside of the area, it's different, but in this particular area, I also feel like they can be bought right here. It's so corrupt in this town. You sit and you kind of think about things. You think about conversations you had with people, interacting with people, and you kind of start piecing stuff together. So anyways, I saw that guy and I go, oh, maybe this guy can tell me how I can get a hold of this person. So I pulled over there, because it wasn't on the road, it was on the dirt and everything. And I was like, hey, that's how I do, and I approach people, hey, hi, like this. And so, yeah, he pulled over, and I was just going to maybe talk to him through his window, but he got out. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, And then I introduced myself, and he introduced himself, and I said, oh, this is you right here. And he said, yeah. And, he was nice. You know how the politicians, they do. But I did most of the talking here. I said, do you know about this town? Do you know what's going on right here? He says, oh yeah, come to the meetings, da 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 da. Oh, I said, so you don't know about me, right? He said, no. I said, oh, okay. He's all, but I know, the people there. I know the mayor. And then I go, oh yeah? I said, the mayor stalked me and came to my home and assaulted me, I mean, she's smaller than me, but, And he's like, yeah. And I said, yeah. And he's all, well, did you? I said, yes, I made police report, everything. They didn't do anything. They're trying to protect her, or maybe for some reason, That was just the starting point of me getting pissed off with, first it was getting pissed off at her, then getting pissed off at the sheriff's department, then getting pissed off, at the water bill. It's like a domino effect, you know what I mean? Because I'll find everything. I told them this already. Anyways. So, yeah, and I told him the story about the water, and then, you know what? Thank goodness for the post office. Thank goodness I love them. On Monday last week, when I went to go camping with the dogs, I was like, oh, let me go see my mail before I go. So I went to the post office, and darn, it was closed. Because when I got my stuff out of my box, I had that card that says I have something there. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, and then I found out it's President's Day, and then I was like, oh. So I put those things that were in my box on my dashboard, and it just stayed there the whole entire time until I came back from where we went and everything, and I decided, So when I was talking with that guy, I was like, oh my gosh, I have a bill with me right now. So I whipped out the bill and I showed him about the theft. I showed him and I gave him a piece of my mind about this town and the people who run it. And he gave me his card. I could email him. So I did. And I emailed him. And I told him, I said, this is not just a regular email. This is a documented statement that you are aware of the theft in this town. Because he also wanted links to the channel. So I sent him the exact links that show that the calculations are wrong. Aside from him seeing it in front of his face, like live with the paper in front of him. Yeah. I don't know, you guys will have to see how this plays out. I'm just randomly doing things, whatever. But that's all I have. I'm Mona. Sacred Geometry Universe Video Journal Diary for February 24th, 2026. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye.